Son of a bitch.
That's what they were going for, right?
Though, like, we'll get into it. We'll get into that when I start reading facts.
Well, first of all, welcome to the Geek Out Freak Out podcast.
Good morning, shout-out,
I am one half of this show. Matt Salgado,
You're the whole
aka
show.
Mateo83.
You're the whole goddamn show.
Sitting across from me, I'm pulling a Jeremy this week.
Yeah.
Is the sexy,
I'll yell it again.
The sexy, the sleek, the fully
the
shiny, the fully bearded Jeremy Holman. AKA,
this is about the length of my Arthur Morgan in Red Dead right now. This is how I just today trimmed down his beard for the first time. I grew that fucking beard out in that game as long as it would get.
I liked watching you on that game. That was fun.
Yeah, I'm going to stream some more of it. I had a lot of fun.
Just do it, yeah. Just
40 minutes of me chasing that goddamn horse.
Yeah. What was up with that?
Oh, dude, that thing was so hard to catch. And that's actually 40 minutes from when I was reading. So if you guys didn't catch, Matt and I streamed some video games this weekend.
That's right.
In support of Extra Life, we raised a total of $325. No, we got more than that.
Jeremy did 300.
Did we?
I raised 25.
Oh, is that where we're at? Well, 250 of my 300 came as one donation. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
that is amazing.
But we're still not done. We're still taking donations through the 31st. Was that totally
anonymous? Do you not know who did that?
I know who it was, but they wanted to remain anonymous. Yeah,
they'll remain anonymous.
Same anonymous donor that does that for me every year. The guy, he was really appreciated.
Jeremy Sugar Daddy.
Hell yeah, I got to do dirty things for that donation money. Hey, hashtag for the kids.
Hashtag for the kids. Hey, I'm not gay, but $250 is $250.
$20 is $20. I'm just saying. There was a meme of somebody wearing a shirt that said that I'm not gay, but $20 is $20. Yeah. And the guy's holding out 2 tins that says when you call them on their bullshit.
Yeah, $20. Let's see.
Let's see. It's $20. But no, we raised $325 for Extra Life, and we're not done yet. I mean, we could still probably stream throughout the end of the year if we want to try to raise more money.
We have until the end of the year to raise more money.
What did you play? Let's talk about what you played during your stream.
I started yesterday with WWE 2K19. I did a little bit of a universe mode, and then
who's your new champion? Money in the Bank.
In the Bank was Zack Ryder. He actually got that last night. Good Lord. And I tried winning the Universal title with Adam Cole against Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
No, it was a no-go.
I think I'm going to keep streaming some more of my career mode.
I could not. I hit Roman Reigns with 4 finishers.
Did you?
All of Undisputed Era was out there outside of the ring, and I still couldn't beat him. So I was like, wow.
Wait. All 4 or 3 members?
All 4 members.
So you added in Roddy Strong?
Roddy Strong's in.
So did I.
Yeah. I think the update already moved him into it.
Did it?
Yeah.
I did it manually on my own.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you run the update, it'll put him in the stable for you.
Yeah, I had to do it. I did it manually when the game very, very first came out.
So I had them all out there, and I couldn't beat him.
Sounds about right.
He hit 2 spears on me when they both ran distractions on the pins, and I was able to kick out eventually. But
here's the thing. I don't play well on WWE when I'm streaming. If I'm paying attention to chat, I'm looking away, and then I'm getting hit with a finisher. So that's what happened to me yesterday. I ran a little bit of WWE, and I played some of the career mode and streamed a couple matches in Japan, which that game is still bullshit.
Japan.
That still pisses me off on that story mode. Something's got to fix with that. I lost my U.S. title
in Japan
to Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens in a screw job.
Yeah.
Randy Orton came out and RKO'd me. They took over. They're now the co-U.S. champion. And there's no follow-up. They're just like, hey, we're sending you to Japan to run a series with Shinsuke. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I want my revenge.
You don't get your rematch.
I don't, apparently. I'll play some more of that, but I ran a Legends Battle Royale.
That's WWE writing, though.
Oh, it's 100%.
Yeah.
I ran a Legends Battle Royale. I put a bunch of old school guys in there.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do a character one. I forgot how much fun the character Battle Royals were.
Watching you play the Legend ones was pretty fun.
Yeah, it was a blast. But I started off as Macho Man at number 1, and I glanced away at the chat, and Bret Hart, with this game, if you have your back to the ropes and you get clotheslined, you're out no matter what your health is. And that happened to me. I had my back to the ropes, and Bret Hart clotheslined Macho Man out. And
you got to get away.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
But I did it for the Winged Eagle belt.
I did it for the
88-90 belt.
Yeah.
And Roddy Piper won the Royal Rumble, and he's my WWE champion, nice. WWF champion at that point.
That's cool.
So that was fun. I played a lot of Red Dead, and that's what we talked about at the beginning. There's a rare horse. It's a all white Albanian horse.
Yeah, and
it's got the highest stats in the game. And I thought that would be fun. I was like, let's hunt this horse, because I don't play any storyline without my wife around. And so I thought, this would be fun. And she was pissed that I got that horse without her too. But it took 40 minutes. But I've seen people that it took them an hour and a half just to find the horse, and I found the horse within the first 10 minutes of being out in the wilderness. I was like, okay, we're all right now.
You're like, I'll run with this.
I was like, we're good, good. But it took forever to break that goddamn horse in.
Yeah.
I got into some shenanigans last night, and it wasn't streaming. I wish it would have been streaming. But there's a mission where there's a guy in the basement of this shop. And you can see him. He's like leaning out the bars of the basement. And he's like, "Hey, help me!" And he's dressed up in something. Yeah. You hear your character. He's like, "What the hell are you wearing that?" And you end up you go to rob the guy, and you tell him to open up the basement. And you go down in the basement, and he's got a grown man dressed as a kid in the basement. And apparently, the shop owner's son had passed away, and he's like, "Oh, you look like my son." So he kidnapped him and dressed him up as a little boy and made him play with toys and stuff to try to bring back some like memories of having his son around.
Weird.
But I had the shop owner tied up in the basement and then I let the guy free, and I left him tied up in the basement, and I went upstairs, and I was like, well, he's in the basement. I'm just going to fucking rob him blind. And it was a gunshot, and I needed ammunition anyway. So I'm pickpocketing. Like, I'm taking all the ammo off the shelves, and I walked up to a window, and I took stuff off the shelf, and someone outside saw me.
Yeah.
And the whole town came after me. I killed 6 officers and 2 innocents before I left that, and ended up with a $75 bounty in that town before I ever made it out. It's like, holy shit. It's like, I wish I was streaming this one.
That's awesome.
There's some fun stuff that happened. If you look up, there's a lot of Red Dead Redemption fails that are good.
Yeah, I've seen some good ones. I saw one where, like, I guess a guy tried to, like, hunt a bear. And, like, it shows him, like, he pulls the skin off the rabbit.
I just watched that one tonight.
Pulls the skin off the rabbit and is like, now they try something on like my own size or whatever.
And that bear just mauls him. Oh, there's one that it wasn't a fail or anything, but it's funny. The guy's sitting there playing dominoes with somebody, and he's like, "Well, I got other business to attend to," and gets up from the dominoes table, and they show him like ride his horseback by, takes off his hat, puts on a mask, and throws a Molotov cocktail at the guy sitting there playing dominoes. It's like, what the fuck?
I saw one where a guy rode up to a lady. She was like bringing him to the side for a side mission.
And the deer
just like ran her over. Yeah,
that's great. Deer saved me from the side mission.
That's awesome.
There was one that I don't know if I talked about it. No, because we haven't had a podcast since it came out.
Since it came out.
When I first started playing the game, there was a guy that was shoeing his horse, and I heard him like bitching and complaining. And I thought I'd be a good guy, and I'd go walk over there and try to help him. I get about 15 feet from the guy, and he turns his back on the horse, and the horse kicks him in the back of the head and kills him. I've got it on my Xbox Live videos. It's awesome. So good.
Yeah.
He just boots him in the back of the head and kills him immediately.
That was the Old West, man.
Yeah.
Turn of the century to 1900s.
So I decided I'm going to play this game.
One day you're shoeing your horse.
And next day
you're dead.
You're dead. I decided I was going to play this game as much of an asshole as I could. I've always played these games like down the middle.
Yeah.
And I decided I was going to be a little more evil this time around. And my wife is just not having it.
She's like, why are you doing
that? About a lot of my decisions. There's one mission where a guy's on a cliff, and he saw you commit a crime. And he saw you and like 4 members of your gang, I think, commit a crime. And he's on a cliff, and you threaten him. He's like, I won't tell anybody. Yeah. And I turned around and stomped on his hands and dropped him off the cliff. My wife's like, why would you do that? I'm like, because he can't tell if he's dead. I don't fucking trust him. Yeah. That's why. Then there was another one. Oh, and then I blamed her for this one. She blamed me but a lot of times if there's a horse that you don't know and you try to go up to the saddlebag, the horse will kick you. And I've been killed a couple times doing that. So there was a guy out, and he had a treasure map, and he was telling me, he's like, hey, I'll sell you this treasure map. He's like, I have to leave. I have to go to another country. He was from like either Central America or South America or something. He may have been from Mexico. I'm not sure. But he had talked about traveling through Central America and South America and stuff. You turn in Iron Man.
So you can see him better.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. But I go to...
there you go,
yeah, there you go. We're watching it on the stream. I go... And I talk to the guy, and he offers it up, and he's like, hey, I will give you this treasure map because I have to move. I have to go back out of town. I have to go back out of the country. I'll sell you the treasure map for $10. And it's not a guarantee. In my mind, it's not a guarantee this is any treasure.
It's legit, yeah.
So I rob the guy and take the treasure map. And he starts to run off, and my wife's like, why didn't you just rob him of everything? So I just turned the gun and boom, put one in the back of his head, take everything, and the horse is running off. She's like, well, go take everything out of the saddlebags. So as I run up on the horse, I put 2 in the horse's head and drop him. Oh, God. And she's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Why are you shooting the horse?
She's like, why would you kill the horse? I'm like, because
if I go to the
he
saddlebag,
goes to kick me.
Yeah.
Then once I killed the horse, I don't know if there was like I couldn't search this guy's horse, or if once he was dead, I couldn't search the saddlebag, but it wouldn't let me do anything once the horse was dead. So it was.
You were playing it safe.
I did find out though, if you kill a dog in the game,
the whole town
comes after you. And I did it by mistake. I was at a logging colony or a logging camp, and I was riding my horse, and the dog ran across the road, and I trampled the horse. All 30 members of this logging camp chased me down and killed me.
That's great.
They all were just firing on me. I was like, okay, I mean, it makes sense.
You killed our dog.
There's a video out of someone who was trying to pet a dog, and I guess it was on the train tracks, and the train came through and took out the dog. And there's another one where the horse kicked him.
Oh, geez.
And then as they were standing up, the horse ran across the train tracks, and the train was coming, and the train took out the horse. Oh, gosh. It's instant karma. There's some good, great fails in this game.
I'm gonna get this game eventually.
Oh, it's so good.
So
I played with a couple people, and I can't wait for the online to come out. Like just being in this world, it's gonna be great for online. I already played this game like it's role playing. Like there was a mission where you had to go meet a woman that Arthur, I guess it used to be his girlfriend or something, and you have to go meet back up with her. She wants to meet you after all these years and stuff and see you again. So my wife wanted to role play the shit out of this. She's like, okay, take him, get him a haircut, get him a shave, get him new clothes, get him a bath. Before he goes and meets this woman, he has to look nice. So we had to go clean him all up and everything. And then she just dumps him and leaves him on the fucking train track or on the train station platform. It's like, I did all of this for nothing. Like, and then
all that money.
There was another person on a podcast I was listening to. They're like, hey, I did that mission and I felt so bad for the guy afterwards. I went and had him take a bath, got him shaved, got him a couple shots of whiskey, got him cleaned up. He's like, I just gave him a spa day because I felt so bad for the guy. I was like, I did the complete opposite. And it's really cool because the way the character plays, he's like the fixer of the gang. He's the guy you send to fix all the gang's problems and everything, but he deals with a lot of
BS.
Well, a lot of internal issues. Like if you walk up to a mirror in the game, you can look at the mirror and hit a button. He'll comment on it, and he'll say things. He's like, "Oh, no wonder they always leave you. Oh, no wonder no one wants you." And like he's really down on himself. So you see through some of the missions like this kind of coming out, and you see that he's at heart he's a decent person, but he's been brought up in this world where he has to be the hard ass. And John Marston from the first game is in it. And he is a piece of shit so far. I don't know. Something has to happen because he's a family man in the first one. Yeah. So something has to happen in the story that is going to change that.
Yeah, his wife turned into a zombie, and so did his son. Right? So,
but he's an absentee father. He is not good to the kid. You do more with the kid than he does in this game. There's one great moment where he's talking to his wife, and she's just ripping his ass. And he says something smart ass, and she slaps him across the face. And he goes to storm off, and there's another woman in the camp that walks by, and he's like, "What are you looking at, Karen?" Just super pissed off at her. It's the most well-written game I think I've played ever.
That's awesome.
And I'm looking forward to you start playing it. Yeah. Fuck, I might buy it again on PlayStation just to have a posse with you. Yeah. Clear out the whole 122 gigs.
Gosh, jeez,
So there's issues with the game, too. If anybody's playing it, you got to turn off the HDR. The HDR is super flawed on the game, and it makes everything real muddy and dark. If you turn off the HDR, it runs great. The thing that worries me most about this is if they put out a patch to fix it. I'm scared to death that this patch is going to be another 88 gig patch. Jeez. So, Matt was referring to our nerd love for each other. We bought each other pop vinyls this week. I found an Indoraptor pop vinyl that I knew Matt was after, and I saw one, and he found a Venomized Iron Man pop vinyl that he knew I was after, and goddamn, it's cool.
Yeah, it looks pretty neat.
I
didn't notice the spikes on it.
Neither did I until I took it out of the box.
I didn't see the spikes on it in the box. So.
It's pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
The Venomized Ghost Rider one is really cool because he's got the flame head and everything.
Yeah, I looked and apparently that's
it's a pretty rare one. It's a Walmart exclusive.
Walmart exclusive? Yeah.
There's one that I saw at Walgreens and I almost bought, and it was Spider Hulk. And it's one of the bigger size ones, but it's Spider Hulk. And there's one that GameStop that they had. And I don't know if this was something that was supposed to be in the movie and they took out, but it was the Hulk busting out of the Hulkbuster armor in Age of Ultron.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know if it was something that they thought they were going to go with, like
Infinity
a concept. War? Yeah, in Infinity War. What did I say?
Age of Ultron?
Jesus. In Infinity War. Yeah. Which we're supposed to get a trailer for that this
soon,
month.
Right? Yeah.
Supposedly this month. They said before the end of the month. I went and watched the Nutcracker and it was not before that, which a lot of people were speculating because it's a Disney movie.
And that was totally not the movie you expected, right?
It's an amazing movie, dude, and it's not has nothing to do with balls.
Yeah.
So no,
that's
it's actually really good. I like that movie a lot.
It looks good.
It's really fun.
Yeah.
My daughter loved it, and my son loved it. So.
Oh my God, what's going on outside?
Jesus.
The dogs are losing their mind.
Jeez.
Did somebody kill Evie?
I think so. I wonder what happened.
Do you want to go look real quick?
Maybe.
Go look.
Talk.
So Jeremy went and saw the Nutcracker, and okay, Kim calmed it down. Kim calmed down the situation. I played a little bit of Rocket League during yesterday's stream. It went pretty good, and it's kind of weird to talk to yourself when you're in a podcast with two people. But I mean, yeah, that's how things go. How's everybody out there in Twitch land doing? We got one viewer, I think. So that's always awesome. And I'm just rambling. So we'll just keep talking until Jeremy comes in, unless he wants to edit a show. What happened to Evie?
The cat.
Oh, the cats.
Yeah.
The cat fought Evie.
Yeah.
Wow. Which one? Which cat?
Sasha, the new one.
Oh, Sasha, the Siamese cat.
Yeah. So our Siamese cat. She does not like to. She doesn't put up with shit. Mm-hmm. And I guess our little dog Evie, our little Pomsky,
Evie
went after her,
yeah.
And Sasha didn't put up with her shit, and apparently just tore her up.
Oh,
so
geez.
My wife's like, I was trying to get her to be quiet. I swear to God, I was trying to get her to be quiet. Yeah.
The dog's okay?
Yeah, dog's fine.
Right.
It just caught her. She probably scratched the shit out of her is what happened. My wife's like, I was trying so hard to get her to be quiet. It's like,
that's great.
God damn.
That's funny.
What were you talking about?
I just said I played Rocket League, and that was about it.
Rocket League.
Yeah.
I tried to. I was going to do some Rock Band, and it just never came to fruition.
Oh yeah, you guys the one saw Nutcracker.
We might do some this weekend or something.
That sounds good.
Or this week, I don't know. I think I got to take it back. It's not mine. I borrowed it, so I got to take it back.
Who'd you borrow from?
Armando, good friend of mine, and ours.
Oh, he still does have it, yeah.
Yeah.
No, just good friend of yours.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just kidding.
Oh shit.
Oh, that's a good time.
What other nerd stuff do we want to talk about before we move on? Fortnite is bringing back Thanos.
Yes, they are. That's right.
Yeah, whenever the trailer drops, they're going to bring back Thanos.
I'm trying to think of any cool stuff that happened today. I think today is like the last. I'm not watching Walking Dead anymore, but I think tonight's episode is
the last Walking
one
Dead. Or is it the last of the show? So
it's the last one with Rick Grimes.
I'm not watching it anymore either, but I'm like curious to see how this ends with Rick.
Yeah. So I think I'm probably going to have to watch the replay or something.
I'm going to wait for some sort of recap.
Yeah.
Hey, WWE went to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, they went to the Saudi Arabia.
I didn't watch. Did you?
No.
I watched like 20 minutes. I skimmed through some.
Since I installed the app back to my phone, my newer phone, the updates come in. So I
turned those off a long time ago, and I had someone on our Snapchat group was talking about it.
We both burped at the same time.
And we did. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
We should fuck. What was this? What was that?
It turned into a different show.
Yeah, it did. We're gonna play some porno music in the background. Which I don't know. I don't think you can hook up with a hooker in Red Dead.
No.
No, I had one proposition me, and the only options I had were rob, insult, and decline. It's like, okay.
Well, what if I just need a hooker?
But you could take a bath and have a woman help you with the bath, and she reaches her hand under the water.
Yeah,
my wife pointed it out. She's like, she doesn't use a sponge. Like, she's washing your arms with no sponge. Like, they're implying something.
Sponges didn't exist back then.
He has a sponge.
Oh, okay.
He has something to scrub, like a loofah kind of, to scrub himself up with. And when he washes himself, he does. When she does, it's just a good old hand job.
Yeah.
And a hand wash job, okay?
Yeah.
When I used to work at one of the dealerships I worked at, we used to do hand washes for every car. And we had switched and started doing automated washes. So as you left, we would give you a ticket to go take you to one of the local car washes and get an automated wash. And this lady came in super pissed. And she's yelling at the parts guy because the parts people are the ones who always cashed out and took the money for service. And I walk her to the counter, introduce her to the parts guy. I'm like, hey, I'm going to pull your car around for you. And there you go.
Yeah.
And I go to pull her car around, and I walk back in, and she's ripping this parts guy a new ass. And she over and over again, she's like, I loved the hand jobs, and you guys don't do the hand jobs anymore. I loved it when you did the hand jobs, but no more. And I wish, who do I have to tell? Get your manager in here, and I'll tell him how much I want a hand job. And the guy in parts is just red.
Oh, no.
And I went and told the manager, and he didn't know. He didn't know it was after the lady had already left. And he didn't know I'd gone and told the manager.
Yeah.
And the general manager comes back there and he's like, we had a customer complaint earlier. And he's like, what was it? And he's like, if someone wants a hand job, you give him a fucking hand job. The guy never let it down. We used to call him Hand Job Dan for the longest time. But the lady like was just ranting about how she wanted her hand job. I was like, I don't think she knows what she's saying.
No.
At all.
Yeah,
all I can think of is like Archer. Every time someone says something bad and he's like, phrasing. That's all I could think of.
Yeah, that's great. I just want a hand job.
So, we're going to get into the dirty of this? I don't think we have much more nerd stuff to talk about.
Not off the top of my head. I didn't have any notes written
There
down.
was a...
hey, we got the new Macs announced. That happened.
I did see that.
And then the honors...
New iPad Pro or something?
New iPad Pro, new MacBooks, I think. Yeah,
nice.
Yeah,
I saw that. I did see that, I believe...
And then the new 6 Plus, I think, from Honor.
Yes, I did see that,
Android phone. That's a pretty nice phone. And it's at a good price. I mean, it's not like $1,000.
Yeah, right?
The Galaxy.
Like almost every other phone now.
Lord, yeah.
I'm not upgrading this year. I've debated. I'm one payment away on this phone.
I'm pretty
from being able to
sure this is like my
free.
last Apple phone.
You think so?
Just because it's so expensive.
They all are though at this point.
But no, like you get like a 6 that Honor phone, that 6 Plus. So you just got to make sure it works on your network.
I think for me, what I'm doing,
it's a fraction of the cost.
I'm not doing the every year anymore. I'm going to do the 2 years because working with Verizon and stuff, a lot of these companies will give bonuses. Like I can trade in this phone next year and get like half off of my next phone. So I think I'm going to just start doing that. Go the 2 years, and once I own it and it's free and clear, I'll trade it in. Because what they do is they don't give you the half off outright. You got to write it out the 2 year payments. Ugh. But they give you a credit to cut your payments in half. So instead of paying $50 a month, you're paying $20 a month or $25 or something, whatever it is. So I think I'm going to do that with this phone is wait till next year. Yeah. And it works great. I just have some software issues.
It's got an X, it's still a good phone.
I have issues with the auto dimming and stuff. Yeah. When I'm outside, it gets really dark on me, and I have to run brightness at full, and it kills my battery like crazy.
That's crazy, yeah.
But I did see Disney. I don't think it's announced, but it was talked about. Disney's doing a Winter Soldier and Falcon team up TV show. Yeah. And it's going to be on their streaming network. Which I was telling my wife.
How do you pull that off with movie stars?
Because it's
Disney.
I think you can. I think you can. They should have been doing this a long time ago.
They're going to do a Black Widow one. And that's like
the Black Widow one's going to be a movie, though.
That's Scarlett Johansson. I thought they were doing a series.
They had talked about a series, but from what I understand, in 2020, the only movies we're getting is a Black Widow movie and an Eternals movie.
But so are we still getting a Loki TV show?
The Loki was talked about, and then these two are talked about. I think for them, I don't think it's going to be like a TV show as much as it is a miniseries.
Okay.
I think you'll probably get 4 to 6 episodes or something like that. So it's going to be a movie just broken up into a few episodes, like a longer movie, essentially. Yeah. But I told my wife, with everything being canceled off of Netflix, I was like, I think Disney's doing this on purpose as a way to get their stuff back. Oh, yeah. So they can...
They're not going to fight it.
Like, you'll probably see Daredevil and Iron Fist and everybody come back to some degree on the Disney streaming service. But if you let them get canceled... I think it helps with your contract probably to get them back on your service instead of, hey, let's renew it for another season, and then, oh shit, guess what? Next year our stuff's coming out.
Disney stuff, yeah.
Yeah, so I think it makes more sense to let that stuff lapse and cancel and then try to run it again later. But I would watch that. I wonder if that alludes anything to the fate of Steve Rogers.
I think so.
Because that movie is probably going to be, I would bet, or that series would be centered around like them dealing with the death. Because who becomes Captain America?
Because both of them are Captain America.
Yeah, exactly. So who would you want to see out of the two of them?
I would love to see Bucky.
I think Bucky too.
And then, but maybe like them do a trade off.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
I think so too.
The Captain Americas. I don't know.
No. I wouldn't care for either one of them, or wouldn't mind either one of them being Captain. Yeah. I like Falcon as Captain America a lot, but Bucky was that first one. Yeah. And he's like, not a lot of people know that Falcon became Captain America. More people know that Bucky became Captain. So I think that would be a fun one.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool.
There was something else I saw, Marvel related. I don't remember what it was, though. Oh, well, I tweeted out that picture of Pepper Potts in the rescue.
Oh, yeah, in the rescue armor.
Yeah, I think that's going to be pretty cool.
I saw that trailer for Glass.
Yeah, what do you think of that?
It's interesting. It's a different take.
I marked out. I had a freaking panic attack at the end of Split. Yeah, when they revealed that it was a tie-in to Unbreakable. Yeah, I love Unbreakable. Yeah. Unbreakable is a great movie. And once you saw Bruce Willis at that diner, I was like, oh oh shit. And I had someone already not spoil it for me, but they're like, you definitely need to see what happens at the end of this movie.
See it till the end, yeah.
And it was worth it. Split was a great movie too. I loved Split, and McAvoy was
he's a great actor
in that movie.
Yeah.
He was really damn good.
Yeah, him as the Beast. Good Lord.
You know who's not good in movies? Especially one we watched today. The name of this episode is going to be An Hour and a Half of My Life I Can't Get Back.
Oh, I had a couple ideas for titles. Yeah.
Oh, I need to hear those.
WTF did I just watch?
Yep.
And
have you not seen this movie?
Good Morning Shadaloo.
Good Morning Shadaloo.
Or Sideways Thumbs Up.
Yeah. I was going to greet you with that when you walked in.
Quick, change the channel.
Yes, I watched that 3 times. I kept rewinding it for it. And I was like, because my wife was doing homework and kind of watching it. And it's like, you got to see this part.
Oh, gosh.
We watched Street Fighter the movie.
We watched Street Fighter the movie.
And that's why you're all here.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
You know, he almost wasn't in this movie.
So, okay, who would have been
I don't know.
Colonel Guile?
But you know what he was offered instead? Johnny Cage in Mortal Kombat.
Oh, yeah, I believe that.
And he turned it down to play Guile.
Bad move.
And Capcom had a major part in this movie.
Oh yeah, they were all over the
not
studio.
Just in that, but in like Capcom was co-financer of the film. So every aspect of production required their approval. Among other things, they mandated a December 1994 release date, which required the cast and crew to maintain an aggressive filming schedule. Capcom had long envisioned Jean-Claude Van Damme as Guile and asked him to be cast. Van Damme's fee took nearly $8 million of the film's $35 million budget. After Raul Julia was cast as Bison, most of the casting budget had already been spent. The majority of the other parts went to little or unknown actors.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. One of which actually is now in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah, and I didn't catch that. My wife caught it right away. She's like, that's Agent May.
Well, she did ER after this, and then she was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
In Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And then my nerdy ass right away, as soon as Ryu popped up on the screen, I was like, oh, I forgot he was in this. He was in Man with Iron Fists.
Yes.
He was in a lot of other stuff, but I remember he was, I think, was it Silver Lion or Golden Lion?
Something like that, yeah.
In Man with Iron Fist, which I love that movie. That movie is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And we need to do an episode of that.
I love the part where... So Ryu's thrown in the cage at the beginning of the movie to fight Vega, and like he pops off his shirt and shows all his muscles.
Yeah, Vega does, and then Ryu takes his off.
Yeah, and then that girl has that Vega sign, and she throws it down, and Vega just gets all sad.
He's so upset.
He's like
over
just dejected.
My wife pointed out after about 20 minutes of watching this movie, she's like, "Was this supposed to be a parody?" It's like, it's not though.
Gosh, and
the more like I watched like some of the camera angles and stupid stuff that happened, I was like, you could put Austin Powers in this movie and it would make total sense.
Oh yeah,
like that's the kind of level of campiness
it's on the
that
verge.
we were on.
It's on the verge of parody.
It is, and it felt like it. And it was funny. Like 10 minutes into the movie, like Ryu showed up and Ken showed up. She's like, "What are these guys' names?" And I was like, "Ryu and Ken."
Yeah,
because I didn't tell her what we were watching. She was just doing homework, and I put it on. And she's like,
"Is this Street Fighter?"
Well, she goes, "Ryu and Ken, like." Is this supposed to be like that video game? And I was like, what video game? Street Fighter? She's like, yeah, that game. I was like, it's Street Fighter, babe. It's Street Fighter the movie.
Street Fighter the movie.
It's like, oh shit, I didn't realize that's what you were watching.
Yeah. So apparently Colonel Guile's like a celebrity?
Yeah.
Like everybody knows who Colonel Guile is?
Apparently.
Who's the big colonel that we know of right now in our military? Does anybody
Mattis?
know?
Or is that general?
No, I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
Like, even when there's a war going on.
But he's like, it's like Jean-Claude Van Damme himself was there.
Yeah.
And they're
he wasn't Guile.
Super happy about it.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
How cheesy was it when he like not flipped off Guile but gave him the fists? If you notice, there's a spot right there when he does that. Chun-Li is trying to grab the microphone back. She's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Her lips do not move.
Yeah.
Oh no,
all. The AR in this movie is so bad.
It is bad. It is really bad.
So it's like, okay, at the very end of the movie, I hate to skip like so far ahead, but it's on the top of my mind. But at the very end, when Guile defeats Bison and kicks him into the TVs and like the worst fight of all time.
Which, okay, my problem with the TVs, Bison is this big like dictator and he has all this technology and shit. He creates a giant green monster, but instead of having like one big
TV?
screen,
He has
he's
all
got a
the-
wall of TVs like it's fucking Best Buy.
They're all like 13-inch TVs lined up.
It looks like, it reminds me of the old days when you would go into like fucking Sears
and everything
and
like,
see all the
on
TVs
screen.
and they're all in
Yeah.
unison.
So he kicks him into like the TV screens, right? And like he dies, whatever. And then like
How bad does it look too when he's just laying
he's
in
just
the
laying,
TV?
he's like, anyway, they like Guile says
Episode
like
2 of my wife printing.
Guile says like a line, like a throwaway line, and I missed it. And I went back over and over.
And you can't
And I
hear
couldn't pick it up. I can't get what his little catchphrase is at the
It's
end.
towards the end of the movie. They all start hitting like their special moves.
They
and
hit
stuff
their
too.
yeah. They finally bust out their moves. Like throughout the progress of the movie, they start to like slowly get into their video game costumes.
Yes.
It's like a process, and I'm like, now like Balrog was wearing like the shirt the whole time, but
Yeah.
I guess he had the shorts on underneath the whole time too. So at the end of the movie, he's in boxing gloves and his actual boxing
Yes,
gear.
yes, so dumb. And like Chun-Li, like it's his fetish. He puts Chun-Li
he
in
puts
the
her
costume,
in-
but it's
yeah.
in the red costume. You could have put her in the blue one, you fuckhead.
Yeah, he put her into the 2-player costume.
Yep.
I guess so. Was he trying to bang her?
I think so.
That's what I wrote. I was like, was Ann Bison trying to bang Chun-Li?
Or was Raul Julia trying to bang the actress that played Chun-Li?
Maybe. So we had T-Hawk in this movie. I never realized T-Hawk was in this movie.
until like the end when he puts on the headband.
Well,
and that's like when everything comes together. You're like, oh fuck, that's T-Hawk.
well, 20 minutes into it, he goes, oh, that's, T-Hawk and Cammy Taker. And I'm like, wait, did he say T-Hawk?
Yeah.
I'm like, T-Hawk, this 7-foot Native American guy who's a badass, like, spamming
And
fighter the whole time.
he's super skinny, like,
And he's super
nerd.
scrawny, whitewashed character. And I'm just like, wow, you really
So
guys
this movie goes like we whitewash
T-Hawk.
him, and then we like take a character who's white bread ass American and get a Hungarian actor to play him.
Yeah.
Like I never understood why Van Damme was Guile. It
And
made
where was-
no fucking sense. The guy who was torturing E Honda looked more like Guile than
and so-
Jean-Claude.
And so they take E Honda, who's from Japan, who's
Yeah.
a sumo wrestler, but they change him into Samoan.
Yeah. And they put change his backstory. He's from Hawaii.
Yeah.
He's a Samoan
So
or
they
a
changed him
sumo
to
wrestler from Hawaii.
Samoan, yeah, who beat Yokozuna.
Yeah. No.
No, he beat Yokozuna.
They said you almost became Yokozuna.
No, he beat
Because
Yokozuna.
Yokozuna is a title of like the top sumo wrestler.
No, he said he beat Yokozuna.
I thought he said you almost became Yokozuna.
No, I think he said he beat Yokozuna.
But I don't think they're talking about the wrestler because Yokozuna is actually like a high title for a sumo wrestler.
You say
though.
Yokozuna in 1994. You mean
You mean
Yokozuna from WWF.
Yeah, exactly, right? I just want to play seeing Yokozuna so many times. I just want to play the WWF arcade game now. Because I remember the live action Yokozuna's in there. Oh, and I forgot to even look up. There's a goddamn Sega Saturn game based off of this.
They pulled
I played it before.
they pulled a Mortal Kombat and they
Had the
used
live action.
models
Yep.
for the game, and it was horrible.
And then DJ,
Yeah.
the actor who played Joanna Man,
Oh yeah,
is DJ.
yeah. He's probably like the only other like
If they
mid-tier
remade
actor.
that now, would you not just put Kofi Kingston in that position?
No, exactly. I would.
That's
yeah.
as soon as he came on screen, I was like, oh look, it's Kofi Kingston.
Yeah. I was gonna look something up on here. Street Fighter the movie. Shoot.
So this
cast.
seems more like it was based off of a lot of like the second game because you had a lot of characters from Street Fighter 2.
Street Fighter Turbo.
Yeah.
Oh, she's more famous now than she was when she did the movie. But Kylie Minogue was Cammy.
Yeah.
And oh my god, I love Kylie Minogue.
As soon as she came on the screen, my wife's like, she does not look cute at all. I was like, well, wait till she actually becomes Cammy from the video games and puts on the one piece.
How has the guy who played Vega gotten more handsome over time?
Has he?
Oh yeah, he is dreamy.
He is.
He's not a bad looking
bang him.
guy. Yeah, he looks better now than he did when he played Vega.
Yep.
What was I looking for in this movie? Gosh. So okay, Blanca. Where was Blanca from in the game?
Oh, good. I don't know his backstory in the game.
Blanca in the game?
But Blanca was Charlie, right?
No.
I think it was more in the cartoons that they had that Charlie, because Charlie was a fighter in the games.
You could play as Charlie later on. In
I
the
think you could
games.
too. But I think some of those games like go back to like almost like a prequel kind of how they do. But I think in the cartoons, in the animated series, that they showed Charlie becoming Blanca.
Yeah.
But it's still like, I laughed so hard because I had never caught this when I watched it before. When they wheel out that cart with the mutagens and the antibiotics, and they're all bright ass green and
They're
orange.
just like neon colors.
Yes.
Yeah, or just
I laughed so hard. I was like, those are Blanca's colors. Like, that's how we're retconning this. Like,
I didn't
those are
catch
his
that.
colors. He's green with orange hair.
I didn't catch
And
that.
then he comes out of that thing, and he's basically Lou fucking Ferrigno.
No, he's the same size. He's the same size, just doesn't have his shirt on.
They just gave him a weird sloped forehead and a giant nose.
That's all they did.
He looked like Encino Man got paint thrown on him.
That's what it was.
Like,
they should have just seen him, and they should have just asked Brendan Fraser.
Brendan Fraser would have been a better character.
Can we paint you green and make you Blanca?
How cheesy was it though that they're showing him all those hate-filled videos and like, hey, they switch it over and it's just like wedding videos, puppies. What I'm pretty sure is the beginning opening credits to America's Funniest Home Videos. Like, it's just this random bullshit. It's so terrible.
So the guy who played Captain Sawada, he's like the only guy in the whole movie that's not a video game character.
Yeah.
That's sorry, my mic fell down. He's the only guy in the game that or in the movie that's not a video game character. His actual name is Sawada. He just basically played himself. But he's been in so many like Japanese movies. They're just like, hey, this guy's a legend. Let's put him in.
You know what I thought was interesting?
They just used his real name.
I always catch it when they do stuff like that, like the old Judd Apatow movies, when all the characters.
And the only reason why I think is because I think I recognize him from so many Jackie Chan movies.
Yeah. A lot of movies do that. And you know what I thought was funny, and I didn't realize until just the other day, and I was talking to my wife about this, is in the Spider-Man video game, which you're playing now. The character, the female character, the cop, her name is Yuri. The actor who does the voice of Spider-Man, his name is Yuri.
Oh, wow.
And he's married to the woman who does the voice of Yuri in the game.
Oh, interesting.
So I wonder how weird that was for him calling his wife his name.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
How hard did you laugh in that scene where they're like going through? I laughed a lot through this movie, but how funny was and how cheesy was that fucking scene where they're sitting there trying to plan this all out, and he's like, "Oh, let's go over the minutes, let's talk," and that guy just like jumps up on the table, and Jean-Claude like roundhouse sweeps him off the table.
That's all. That's all.
He's like, he says something really campy there, and I don't even remember what it was.
I think he goes, "Does anybody have anything else to add?"
Yeah, something stupid. Oh my God.
I would laugh at certain points of my nephew who is staying with us right now. He would just like, "What's so funny?" And like, "This movie." He goes, "Oh, is it funny? Like a fun?" No, I was like, "No, it's bad.
It's not supposed to be.
It's bad.
It's
funny.
not supposed to be." I laughed so hard at the point where they're in the boats and
the stealth boat.
Yeah, the stealth boat. Which did you know that's supposed to?
No. So did you laugh at the part where they first got in the stealth boat and like they kind of turn around and take off and all the water hits the diplomats or whatever, and so it hits the diplomats, and it's the bad guy from Ace Ventura when Nature Calls.
Yes.
That's what I loved about it. I kept on laughing at that guy every time they showed it to him, every time they showed him. And so the lady next to him gets,
"You've lost your mind. You've lost your balls.
You've lost your balls." Yes. And he just takes off.
That's the name of this episode.
Yes,
you've lost your balls.
And he just leaves, and they soaked everybody. The lady gets soaked. She's running with the shoe in her hand, like for the majority of her scenes. Yep. Like her shoe fell off, and she's just been running with it for 5 minutes or whatever reason. So she runs with her shoe, and so she gets soaked. And then the very next scene, when it cuts back to them after they show Jean-Claude Van Damme leaving, she's completely dry again. Yeah. It's just like no. Yeah, we're just
so there's continuity issues through this whole movie. There's a spot where Vega is fighting Ryu.
Yeah.
And my wife pointed out, like, Vega goes and claws the wall, and then 1 second later, the wall's
fine. Yeah.
And then Guile...
The wall's been replastered.
Guile has his fucking American flag tattoo it's on his right arm.
Yeah.
And at one point, you can see it on his left arm. And I pointed out to my wife, I was like, I don't think they swapped the tattoo. I think they swapped...
The video.
Yeah. And just
they flipped the frame. They flipped the frame.
Because I was pointing out, because I was pissed off. I was like, he doesn't even have the flag in the right way it should be. Because on military, like, the flag is supposed to be like you're running into battle and carrying the flag with you.
Yeah.
So on one shoulder, it's facing the opposite direction because it looks like it's going
mirrored.
away.
It's mirrored,
And on his side, it looked the opposite, as if he was running away from battle.
Yeah.
It's like, that it makes more sense.
Yeah.
It makes a lot more sense. I brought this up before we started, or before we decided to do this episode. And this is one of the main reasons why we decided to do this episode, because this news kind of came out. Jean-Claude Van Damme revealed later that during filming, he had a drug problem, doing $10,000 worth of cocaine a week.
Yeah.
And had an affair with actress Kylie Minogue during filming. Director Stephen E. DeSouza confirmed in 2018 that Van Damme's cocaine addiction caused constant disruptions during filming. The studio had hired a wrangler to keep an eye on Van Damme, but this person himself was a bad influence. The actor would often call in sick, leave the set, show up late, or not at all, forcing DeSouza to film other scenes.
Yeah.
100% shows.
Oh,
in
I
this
believe
movie.
it. Yeah, you can totally tell.
100% shows in this movie.
You can totally
I feel
tell.
like you just like just say Kyle's on coke, and it would have been a better movie. Like I would have enjoyed this movie a lot more. But the boat scene I was talking about is when they start to get in, and he's like, "Okay, activating stealth," and he like flips the arming
Activate
switch.
stealth.
It hits the button, and they all flip down their visors, which made me laugh my ass off because he's got like a military-looking helmet with a visor, and everyone else looks like they're wearing a fucking welding mask.
Yeah.
And then like.
Well, why did they have to wear the visor?
I don't know. He jerks back in his seat like they're going into hyperspace.
Yeah, they hit 3Gs.
And everything turns green. And then they immediately, while everything's still green, and if it's supposed to imply that that's radiation or something, if that's what they're getting at, they immediately flip up their visors, exposing themselves to whatever the fuck is happening. Like, what?
Whatever
what
chemical.
is the point of this?
Whatever chemical has made them invisible.
That was originally supposed to be an air attack.
I
But
believe it.
they were filming in Thailand, and they couldn't get the government to clear the
Airspace.
airspace, so they ran it as a boat attack instead.
Yeah, and it is just the one boat you see the whole time.
How cheesy! I was laughing so hard when they kept cutting in on the radar, and it was like super close up of the radar dish spinning. Like there was something that they couldn't show in that or something.
They couldn't show them shooting it directly. They just showed them shooting.
Not even
yeah.
that. When they were just showing the radar, they were zoomed in on like a corner of the radar.
Yeah.
And it was super tight. And then you just see something exploding.
It's almost like they shot it, but then something kept like probably popping into the frame that they didn't want. So they just zoomed in on
The
that
explosions
part and used it.
The explosions when they blew up that radar looked like the explosions from Tropic Thunder when Danny McBride hits he's like, yeah, it blows up the skyline and shit.
And then, so when that explosion happens, it feels like it did not match to where the radar was.
Not at all. Like, even the scenery was different.
Totally.
The radar almost looked like it was on a fucking aircraft carrier.
Yeah, that's what the radar I think.
I bet that's what it was because you never saw the ground it was on. You only saw like the dish spinning. I bet
if it was an air attack,
carrier.
if it was an air attack, then
would
there
make
you
more
go.
sense, I guess.
Yeah, so they had to zoom in off that. Yeah, so they had to fix it. They probably already had that shot. They already had that shot done. They had to change it because it was no longer an air attack.
You're talking about how bad the AR is.
Oh god.
What about the moment where Chun-Li, E Honda, and Balrog take over, or they like crash that party that Sagat and Bison are having for their arms deal, and the video comes up and she's like, "Hey,
oh god,
Bison, Sagat," and it looks
really
like
bad.
she's speaking a different language because the it does not add up.
I don't think that's
it does
her
not
voice.
line up at all.
I don't think that's her voice at all.
I don't think it is either.
I think what happened was they probably shot that and then had something else lined up, and they probably couldn't use it anymore. They probably couldn't get her back to do AR. She's like, I'm done with this movie. Whatever.
So they just got someone else.
They got somebody else to do it, and the AR that she did for it was not good at all. And that's.
I love how they like. Well, first off, I mean that leads to the best line of the whole movie, which is "Quick, change the channel."
With the trucks barreling in on them with explosives.
Yeah, and they're watching it happen on a TV screen, and it's coming towards them and Zangief.
If the goal was to kill them, that was
Why
the goal.
tell them about it?
Why tell them about it?
Yeah, because it doesn't add any camp to the movie. That's why, I guess.
That's very
Very evil genius-y.
1950s Batman or whatever
Yeah.
era that movie came in.
Bond, let me explain to you my plans for world domination
Here's my
before this
20-point
laser
plan,
hits you.
yeah.
Let me get you a PowerPoint pulled up so
yeah.
you can see this.
Oh my god. That's what it was. I mean,
how sad is it that this was Raul Julia's last movie?
oh yeah, that was sad too. At the end where it says for Raul.
How smooth?
Vaya con Dios.
How fucking smooth does he look in just that bathrobe?
He looked good.
And
in
it's
that
not even an
bathrobe.
on-set scene.
Yeah.
It's just him like in his fucking bathrobe and the neckerchief.
Yeah.
This smooth bastard.
I like the non-battle Bison. Yeah, just chilling, relaxing, trying to bang Chun-Li.
And then he gets into Battle Bison, and they have to like retcon a way that he can levitate, so they can do the special move from the video game where he flies across the screen.
They had to retcon the fact that he has magnets in his boots.
Yeah,
in his suit.
that's why we explained that.
Yeah, and he can use electricity. But if he can do that the whole time, why didn't he do that when he didn't have to be before he died the first time?
Yep.
In the movie, not in real life.
Yep. Yo.
You know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just really like kind of like I go back and I watch this. I'm like, wow, I can't believe Raw.
So we were
did this
talking
movie.
earlier about how they started adding in like working into now they're in their fight costumes.
Yeah,
now
eventually they all
video
got
game.
into their video game costumes.
And then now we're doing moves. So I think it started with Ken.
Mm-hmm.
He does the uppercut.
Yeah.
And I started dying laughing. And then I was walking to the kitchen when Ryu goes for the hurricane kick.
Yeah.
And it's just as I'm walking to the kitchen, just as loud as I can. And too bad we never got the kicks from Chun-Li, really, or the 1,000-hand slap from E Honda.
We did get the slaps.
Did we?
On Zangief. He did it when they're fighting like in the tunnel.
Oh my god. I was dying laughing. I had forgot about the fight scene where they start going at it and then
Godzilla.
they stumble into the mini, like the miniature of Bison, fucking Bisonopolis that's shaped like his logo.
The skull, yeah.
And they start playing Godzilla music and like noises and stuff.
Is that music? Is that sound effects on the TV they're watching?
I guess. But it's that's where, like, again, where this movie feels like it's a fucking parody.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of the stuff it just makes no sense.
No, the slaps happen when they're fighting right before, and then as soon as he hits the slaps, that's when everybody's like, hey, we're leaving, come on. And E Honda's like, oh, I can't play anymore, peace out.
Yeah, that's right.
And then Zangief's like, what are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Like, come back. And then that's when Zangief finds out he's been a bad guy the whole time.
Yeah.
And then he finds out he hasn't been getting paid.
Yeah.
And DJ's like, whatever, I was getting paid. And he's like, you got paid?
You got paid? Yeah. That dude he played, was it Butterfinger in Hudson Hawk?
Yeah.
My wife the whole time, she's like, I recognize him from somewhere. I'm like, yeah, he's in Hudson Hawk.
Zangief was good in this movie.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I think I needed Zangief's character to kind of
this movie
keep it going.
Is shitty. As much as we shit on it, this movie was a success.
It was?
It made a lot of money.
Oh, my God.
And it was one of the highest grossing movies that Raw Julia has ever been in.
Oh, wow.
And believe it or not, so the sequel came out. Or it wasn't a sequel. It was a reboot, essentially. The Chun-Li one in 2000 whatever.
With Kristen Kruk?
Yes. And originally they had asked Jean-Claude Van Damme to come back as Bison. Or as Guile. And I can't remember for whatever reason he didn't. I think I might actually have it in here. But they were going to run it as a direct sequel. That movie did far worse than this one.
Nobody wanted to watch
far worse than this one. And it's actually, this one is more critically acclaimed than the other one. It had better ratings than the other one.
Wasn't Bison, didn't they
Here it is.
Bison in? Well, I guess never mind. Bison didn't die in this movie.
Yeah, there was a post-credit scene to this that I was not aware of.
I
you told
did
me
not
about.
know. This movie has been out for...
And it's a terrible post-credit scene.
20 years. 25,
His
4
fist
years.
comes through the TVs like he's fucking Super Shredder popping out of the deck. And like he goes through like the computer and like clicks on world. It's like, what would you like to do today, Bison?
Yeah.
And he clicks on world domination.
He goes through his old Mac OS.
Yes.
He has to fumble through the GUI there. No, but so if Raul died, and that's a post-credit scene, wouldn't you just not put that in the movie?
You would think, right?
Because you obviously can't do Bison again.
Yeah, exactly.
With Raul, like...
No. So according to an online interview with MTV...
Super Shredder Bison?
Essentially. You just don't see his face. Yeah. According to an online interview with MTV, Jean-Claude Van Damme was originally offered the role of Guile in Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li from 2009 is when that movie came out. He would have been the only original cast member to reprise his role from the Street Fighter reboot. In this Street Fighter reboot, Van Damme turned down their offer for The Legend of Chun-Li, and this was intended to be better and more successful than the original, but it made far less money at the box office, and many fans and critics consider this the worst of the two films.
Wow, saying a lot.
Wasn't Ving Rhames in this one?
I thought he was.
And the second one?
Yeah.
I think he was. So there's a gold statue in Sagat's business parlor that is the reclining Buddha. Did you catch that?
No.
It's the exact same statue from Sagat's level in the video game.
Yeah, and they try to like kind of incorporate little things here and there. Like,
I love that in Bison's...
Like the cage from Vegas.
From Vegas,
yeah.
yeah.
That's what he fought in Spain. He was a cage fighter, so...
I love that in Bison's office, not only does he have like the oil painting of him like on the horse, but there's a John Wayne Gacy oil painting of a sad clown wearing a bison hat.
Yeah, that's what I wrote. I put in my notes, I put bison painting.
And it's a John Wayne Gacy style painting.
Yeah.
Of like I can't remember what the name of that clown was. It was Pogo the clown.
Oh, there we go.
Yep. Oh Jesus. Dalsim, like
okay, Dr. Doslim, yeah.
All we ever got, like at one point he almost catches fire. And you're like, I just wanted to say yoga flame just
yoga
one time
flame.
just to just to tie it in. But I mean, we never got the Fantastic Four, Mr. Fantastic doll scene.
You even got him in his. You even got him in his costume
at one point when he like kind of burns.
He's all in tatters.
How terrible was it? And I had remembered this. So when it started to come
oh my
up,
gosh, this movie almost made $100 million.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you remember in Deadpool where he's like, "Oh, superhero landing! Everybody watch! Everyone watch!" I felt like that whenever they start to pull up the incubation pod.
Michael Clark Duncan.
That's who it was. Whenever they start to pull up the incubation pod, and Blanca isn't in the pod, but it's Guile instead. I kept getting my wife. I was like, "You gotta fucking see this. You gotta see how terrible this is." That pod comes up, and Guile launches out like a rocket, doing a flying kick to Bison's chest.
Yeah,
he goes probably 40 fucking feet, like
so
maybe more, probably a couple 100 feet.
The first Street Fighter movie was a $35 million budget, like you brought up earlier. The second Street Fighter movie, Legend of Chun-Li or whatever, only had a budget of $18 million.
Wow, really?
Half the budget. Like, how did they expect to do anything with that?
How
budget?
did it go to theaters?
It went to theaters and only made $12 million, so they lost $6 million on the movie.
How did it go to theaters though? Like, this seems like something that would have been like a straight to DVD.
And in this movie, respectively, you have better actors in it. Mm-hmm. In the Chun-Li movie, you have Kristen Crook, Chris Klein, Robin Shou, aka Liu Kang from Mortal Kombat. Yep. Moon Bloodgood, Taboo from the Black Eyed Peas, and Michael Clark Duncan. You know, and I think this is one of Michael Clark Duncan's last movies.
I think so too.
He died.
Don't do a Street Fighter movie.
No, he died in 2012.
So
he was still alive 3 years after this movie. So he had to live 3 years in shame after this movie came out.
Ooh, poor guy.
But yeah, like good lord, oh my gosh. That's the second movie.
Did you catch on the magic trick scene where Chun-Li is in the barrel and she's made it disappear? It says Capcom.
Yeah, on the barrel. Yeah, on the lid. Thought that was funny.
That was pretty good.
And so I guess Ryu and Ken are fake arms dealers in this universe?
I guess.
How annoying was all the voices? How annoying were all the voices on intercoms?
Oh God, terrible.
Like the intercom voice in the army base camp, horrible. The intercom voice in Bison's headquarters, horrible.
Yep. I'm trying to find because there was another one.
And there was so much dialogue for them.
So you know what's funny is
they had more dialogue than some of the characters in the movie.
In the Japanese dubbed version, they still refer to Vega, Balrog, and Bison by those names.
Yeah.
When in Japan, in the video game, they go by completely different names.
Yeah, they're all reversed.
Yeah.
Who does Vega go by in Japan in the video game? Because I know Balrog in Japan is M. Bison, and Bison in Japan is Balrog, right?
See, I can't find it, but I had saved I thought I had saved. So the guy that you talked about, and you're like, oh, he was inspired by the Good Morning Vietnam. I think from what I understand, like that's the actual guy who was like, Robin Williams' character was inspired off of for that movie.
Yeah.
There was an actual morning DJ that would do that, like for troops and stuff like that, and he inspired that for Robin Williams' character.
But you can't use it after somebody already done it before.
But they went back. They didn't they took the original guy, the radio DJ.
Oh.
That's him.
That's him?
In this movie. Yeah. Let me see if I can find it.
That's his actual voice. That's actually him.
Yeah.
Good morning, Shadaloo.
And how cheesy were some of his jokes? He's like, oh, what do you do if a Shadaloo soldier throws a grenade at you? Well, you just pull the pin and throw it back.
Yeah.
All right. Next up is Oingo Boingo.
That's at the very end of the movie, right?
No. That's like in the first of the movie.
There's one at
the very end of the movie. Yeah. He says, what does it say on the bottom of a Coke in Shadaloo? Doesn't say return for 5 cents. It says open other end. It's like, it is so terrible.
Why do you put those in the movie?
All right. Next up is Duran Duran. All right, coming up with news and traffic. Traffic Shadaloo in 5 minutes.
Traffic Shadaloo. We don't have any traffic because there isn't any cars.
So they added names to everybody. Like Chun-Li got a name.
Yeah.
She got an extra name.
They added code names, yeah.
Well, not necessarily code names. They got full names. Like Guile. He was only Guile. And then we got William F. Guile.
Oh, yeah.
And the only characters I think that had names were Ken Masters. And then there was one more, I think. Like, it wasn't Charlie Blanca. It was Blanca.
Yeah, Carlos Blanca.
Yeah, and they started
Carlos Blanca. You must be Guile's friend, Charlie.
Guile's friend, Charlie. Carlos Blanca. I'm trying to find. There was...
Evan Honda. Yeah. Evan
Honda instead of E. See, they added all these names, and none of those characters ever really had. Ken Masters, I think, was one of the only ones who had a full name. And then Victor Sagat. It was just Sagat.
Yeah.
Sagat was always one of my favorite characters too.
Yeah, because he was a tall. How disappointing of a actor choice.
How great was it when they started to attack or something, and Bison was like shit talking Sagat, and he's like, maybe they saw it coming because he's pointing at the eye patch all pissed off.
Did you see that Sagat got his scar at the end of the movie? The scar across his
chest.
Yeah. So,
there should have
I'm like that. Like the nods to the game are kind of cool, but
oh my god, let me find this. There was talk of a sequel that I'd found at some point.
Well, yeah, of course there was talks of the sequel because Bison doesn't die twice. He dies twice in this movie.
So you had caught. Oh, it even says this. While Guile and Chun-Li wear their trademark costumes by the film's climax, they're actually different colors from the original Street Fighter II World Warriors variation in the film. Yeah, you're right.
Because Guile's blue in the movie, and he's supposed to be green.
The AN Forces radio DJ, played by Adrian Krunauer, whose exploits as an armed forces radio DJ in Vietnam were dramatized in Good Morning Vietnam. He even gives a variation of his signature sign-on phrase, Good Morning Shadaloo. So it is the actual guy who inspired the movie Good Morning Vietnam. Despite negative reviews, this film grossed $33 million domestically and $66 million worldwide, earning almost triple its production budget of $35 million.
Jeez, that's a lot.
That's why there was a sequel.
That's a lot of cocaine for Van Damme.
Oh my God! Can you imagine how much he was doing?
He's still we just contributed it because I bought that movie.
I rented. I didn't get yours pulled up in time.
Oh no!
And yeah, I just rented because I had to download the app and stuff too. So I spent $3 to rent it.
Easy. You could have just watched it on the computer.
In 2003, Jean-Claude Van Damme was actually working on a sequel, Street Fighter 2.
Did you finally activate Windows? It's not there anymore.
Don't tell anybody. In 2003, Jean-Claude Van Damme was actually working on a sequel, Street Fighter 2, for Universal, which had originally released the first movie. Several cast members had been hired to join him in the sequel, including Universal Soldier co-star Dolph Lundgren in an unrevealed role. Australian actress Holly Valance would have replaced Kylie Minogue as Cammy White, which Cammy never had a full name. Oh, no, maybe it was Cammy and Ken were the only two who had
Cammy didn't wear her actual costume.
And Dame, she kind of did. She had the one piece, but with his pants on. She never wore the pants. Yep.
You're playing that character. You gotta go all the way in.
And Damian Chapa, who played Miklo in Blood Out as Ken Masters, would have returned as well. Byron Mann, who was also reportedly in talks to return as Ryu Hoshi. He had a last name. It was never Ryu. However, a few years after trying to get the sequel off the ground, the project never materialized, and any plans of a sequel were scrapped in favor of the reboot.
Ugh.
So in 2003, they started talking of it, and then when they couldn't get it together, they went with the reboot instead. So that's why that movie is there. Ugh.
What we got to start doing when we watch these movies is doing reboots and who would we cast.
Who would we cast as reboots? Who would you cast as Vega?
You got to get a pretty boy.
Okay, you're going in the right direction.
Yeah, you got to get a pretty boy. You got to get too bad you can't.
If you were in this era,
too bad we can't get like early 1990s Antonio Banderas in that role.
Close.
Which he could have been in that movie.
You know who was originally considered for this role?
Who?
Guess. I mean, think the time. Think heartthrob. Think like who everybody wants to see with their shirt off. Every woman wants to see with their shirt off at this time.
Back then in 1994?
Yeah.
Oh,
Fabio.
No.
Fabio was originally considered for the role of Vega.
That would have been funny.
That would have been great. I bet you they couldn't afford him after they fucking paid for all of Jean-Claude's clothes.
No, he should have done the movie. He probably never would have been hit in the face by that goose on that roller coaster if he had taken the role in that movie. Remember that when that happened?
Oh, so Capcom producers from Japan advocated for a Japanese actor in the role of Ryu and had originally envisioned Kinwa Sawada for the part.
Oh, that would have been cool.
So they wanted Sawada to originally.
So that's why he's
in the movie.
That's why he's in the movie.
Sawada barely spoke any English, so that's why he.
Oh gosh, you can definitely tell in his AR. It is so bad.
Yeah, it is not good at all.
Whoever does his AR does the AR for him in all his movies. Like when they get translated to English, so he has the same like English AR voice no matter what.
Several of the actors in this movie also appeared in Walker, Texas Ranger.
I believe it.
Yeah, no, makes total sense. Raul Julia accepted the role of M. Bison because his children were fans of the video games, and he wanted to participate in a film that he thought they would enjoy with him.
I'm sure they liked it.
Yeah, it makes total sense.
Yeah. Some of these times when people do these type of movies, they do it because like my kids love this. This is why I'm doing it.
So they're talking about actors so if we're basing this off of Street Fighter 2, the new challengers, which is the one that most of these characters were
You got
from.
like T-Hawk in there.
One of the ones you missed was Fei Long.
Yeah, he
And
was
Fei
not in
Long
there.
was basically Bruce Lee. So
Yeah.
I wonder if that's a reason why we didn't get Fei Long in there.
I was always surprised that Fei Long wasn't in this movie.
Right? This was Jean-Claude Van Damme's very first PG-13 rated film.
He just done rated R the whole time.
Pretty much, I guess. Wow. So Charlie Blanca was Brazilian.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's where Blanca was originally from, was Brazil. Brazil. Oh, fucking, we haven't even talked about it. How great was it when his platform, he goes to control it, and it's the goddamn joystick. It's not just the joysticks. It's the actual board.
Yeah, it's
because the board, the original arcade board, had the map of the United States where the character select screen.
Yeah.
And it's not just like it's one joystick with the buttons. It's got the fucking second player.
It's all of them.
God.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's like a 2-player join in. They should have had a 2-player start blinking to the right of the screen. That's what they should have had.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It was fun. It was a good movie.
What would you rate this movie?
Oh, it was horrible.
So, okay, how many sideways thumbs ups would you give this movie?
Out of 5?
Because remember, we said we were going to find ways to rate this one. The last one was
yeah.
how many B Wells? How many sideways thumbs up?
Sideways thumbs. Out of 5, I'm giving this. Judge Dredd got a 5 out of 5, right?
I would give this one 2.
2. I'm giving this a 2.5.
2.5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on the verge of being like. I wouldn't watch this movie on a regular basis.
No.
I wouldn't watch this movie once a month. I wouldn't watch it maybe even once a year.
I won't watch this again. Probably ever.
It's stuck in my library forever.
And it doesn't even play on TV anymore. It used to be like I'd catch it when it came back on somewhere.
It's still like on
does not.
Sci-Fi, but it's been taken off. So now it's in my library.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Enjoy that.
You're gonna trade it.
Oh, it's stuck in my library too because once you rent it, it never leaves the library. But once you click on it, nothing can be done.
Oh, does it say like rent again? Probably.
Yeah, something like that. Stupid. Probably.
Yeah.
2.
2.5.
2 and 2.5. Yeah. It was a terrible fucking movie.
It was bad.
Not just. I mean.
It was bad.
I mean.
It was bad.
Demolition Man was dumb.
Oh, but
it
it was
was
so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a much better quality of movie.
Yeah.
Like even as cheesy as it got and as terrible as some of the scenes were, it was a much better quality of movie.
Yeah.
This was not.
And these were in the same year.
Yeah. This was not by any means.
These were in the same year, 1994, right?
Yep.
93, 94. So, oh my gosh. Yeah.
I want to know how many other movies he was so coked up on.
Oh, we gotta find them. Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be fun to do like a definitive Jean-Claude Van Damme coked up series.
Do you have an idea for our next movie? I'm putting this squarely on your shoulders.
Oh, not yet.
Not yet?
Yeah. I'll have to
still
think
debating?
about it. Yeah. Maybe which one of the Twilights is our favorite?
Oh, don't subject me to that.
How many is there? 4?
Yeah.
Is there 4 Twilights?
5.
There's 5 Twilights?
Is there 5?
Oh, maybe you're right. No, I think
there's-
you're right. There's 4 books.
Yeah.
Right.
There's 5 movies. There's Twilight, Eclipse, New Moon, Breaking Dawn, and Breaking Dawn Part 2.
I'm so... Oh, you just turned me on so much.
My wife loves those movies.
Yeah.
And I fucking
Me and my wife watched the last one.
I know. I saw you
in the movie theaters. Yeah.
the other day. You posted. You're like, "Oh, it's Twilight Saturday," and Kim was watching Breaking Dawn. And I was like, "Oh, damn it!" I so fucking put my foot in my mouth because, who? If you could pick one single actress crush, who is it?
Right now?
Yeah.
Oh,
who
no.
is any actress? Anytime you see it, you're like, I have to watch this movie because she's in it.
Marissa Tomei.
Really?
That's George Costanza.
George? Oh yeah, that's right.
You watched
right.
all the Marissa Tomei
I don't know.
movies.
She was pretty hot in Spider-Man.
She's still hot.
She was pretty hot in The Wrestler.
Anna Kendrick. That's the
High fucking 5.
That's who yours is.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I told my wife, I was like, I'll watch any movie with Anna Kendrick in it. She's like, oh, great, let's watch Twilight.
At least you don't have to watch the last 2.
Yeah.
Because she isn't in
not
them.
in
That
them.
was her favorite part about being in the Twilight series.
It's good that she wasn't in the last 2.
If you ever watch an interview with her, she talks about it. She goes, yeah, my favorite part about being in the Twilight series is I'm not in the last 2.
She's great, though.
It's her and then I think Aubrey Plaza.
Aubrey Plaza's great. That's a movie that speaking of Aubrey Plaza,
And they both were in the movie together, weren't they?
No, I don't think so.
I
Aubrey
think they
Plaza
were.
wasn't in Twilight, was she?
No, not in Twilight. I'm just talking about in the movie together.
In what movie? What are you talking about?
Yeah, they did a movie together.
Yeah, they did Scott Pilgrim.
I'm looking it up right now.
They may have done more, but they were both in Scott Pilgrim because Aubrey Plaza played the girl who they keep black bar over her face.
Yeah.
And then Anna Kendrick played Scott's sister.
Mike and Dave need wedding dates.
They were in that movie,
They're in that
together.
movie together.
That's
yeah.
right. I forgot about that one.
Zach Efron's in that.
Down
movie.
the road, when it's my turn to pick, and it's still kind of a recent movie, and it's not a bad movie by any means, but I really want to do Scott Pilgrim at some point.
Oh, that's a fun one. Yeah.
I can watch that movie on repeat and not ever have any issues with it. I watched it with my kids the other day. I was like, you guys I think my son would like this movie a lot because it's a video game references.
Yeah, it's very video gaming. Chris Evans is in that movie.
Chris Evans is in that movie.
Another comic book movie he's in.
Jeez. Yeah, because that's a manga. It's based on a manga. And there was a video game based on it, a side-scrolling like beat-em-up game that was really good. And now there's no access to it because it's not backwards compatible. I need an old Xbox or a PlayStation just for that kind of stuff. Cool. 2 sideways thumbs up. 2.5.
Yeah. 2.5.
Would you ever recommend this movie to anybody, even ironically?
No.
Neither would I.
Not do that.
Save yourself.
Yeah.
Save yourself.
Thankfully, the Falcons game was on TV.
I don't know, man. I had a lot of fun.
So I was like watching it like this.
I had a lot of fun watching that movie just because of how shitty it was. I had a lot of fun laughing at that movie.
No, I laughed a lot.
So that pretty much does it for our retrospective on Street Fighter. We talked about Extra Life. We'll be sharing some Extra Life stuff from now until the end of the year.
Sharing all the links. Yep.
You guys can still donate. Every little bit helps. We talked about how every little bit helps. Let's talk about another subject where every little bit helps. Voting. This comes out on Monday. If you're listening to this before Tuesday, go out and vote.
Yeah.
Go vote. And we're not going to be ones to sit here and tell you who to vote for or what to vote for.
I will. You guys, not just kidding.
You don't have to vote for your party. Vote as a human being and vote with common sense and compassion on things that matter to you and things that matter to the people around you. That's all I'm going to say.
I think if you vote with common sense, you're pretty much...
That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. Don't vote for your party. Vote as a human.
Yeah.
This doesn't have to be gang warfare. Vote as a human.
It's got deep.
Yep.
Wow.
It's something important, man.
Yeah, it is.
And not a lot of people do, you know?
Yeah.
We can stand in line for shitty movies like Street Fighter, but we won't stand in line to vote.
It's true.
I
already early voted. Yay.
I didn't get a chance to.
I'll give
I'm probably going tomorrow.
5 sideways thumbs up.
5 sideways thumbs up. And I remember as they walked off, they just looked at each other like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, I like the end where Guile turns Zangief's sideways thumb, turns it up. Yeah.
Oh, God, we didn't even talk about the M. Bison money.
Oh, yeah, that was funny.
Oh, and the Sagat's like breakdown. He's like, you idiots. And I love how at first before he offers
him... These aren't going to be worth anything.
Before he offers him money, he's like, hey, how about instead of money, you just fucking run the world with me?
Yeah, and he's like, no, I want money.
He's like, no, I want my money because I don't think... That shows how much faith he had in Bison. He's like, I don't fucking think you're going to win. I don't think this is going to work out, so pay me up front. He's like, all right, man, I'm going to give you Dwight Schrute bucks.
Yeah, you know what's funny, too? Is like Bison realized he was going to lose like with about 15 minutes left in the movie.
Yeah.
Like, you're just like, well, I'm going to lose.
Let me just... So it's basically how it is with the character. Like, when you're losing as M. Bison, let me just spam all these buttons and maybe I can throw some fucking fireballs and shit.
And Guile did spam the kick.
Yeah, he did.
He did spam the kick. So.
Oh, God, because they showed 3 different angles of that fucking kick. It was so stupid.
He spammed it, so.
Guys, make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at GOFO Podcast. Leave a comment or review.
And Twitch.
Leave us and Twitch, because we'll be streaming. I'm going to stream some more on Twitch. I had a lot of fun this weekend streaming.
I got it saved, so.
I had a lot of fun streaming this weekend. Mm-hmm. The Royal Rumble was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with Red Dead. I don't know how much story stuff I'll do with Red Dead. I'm going to try to find some fun stuff to do in the game. And definitely when multiplayer comes out, I'll probably stream some multiplayer antics.
I think doing the side stuff is probably more fun to watch than anything.
Yeah, because I don't want to spoil story for a lot of people. I just want to find some more fun stuff. There's some really cool, and I'll tell you off air so we don't spoil it. But I'll tell you guys, if you're playing this game, go to the map. And there's a spot between the N and the O in New Hanover. There's a little lake between the O and the N, and there's a house above that lake, just north of that lake. Uh-huh. Go to that house. Go to that house, explore it, and then come back at 2 a.m. If you find what's there, message us on the podcast. I'll make sure. If you guys can find what's there, I'll send you something free. I'll find something to send you guys.
Awesome.
If you because I already know what's there, and if you can complete the Easter egg right there and send it to me, I will send me a screenshot or something of you doing it. I will send you something.
Boom. Challenge made.
There you go. We'll find a T-shirt, sticker, something we can send you guys for GoFo.
Nudes.
No, you'll get those anyway. If you've ever sent us anything in our inbox, you're going to get those.
You're gonna get nudes.
All right, guys, I appreciate it. The only one thing that we can leave out or we can end this podcast with is good night. right, Shadow.
The Geek Out Freak Out podcast is produced and edited by Matt Salgado and Jeremy Holman. Special thanks to Rock My Bit for the theme song.